Hey friends, how's it going? Today's going to be a fun one because we're going to talk about my top 10 favorite pieces of single-purpose technology. These are just my favorites. These are just my current favorites. Some of these things are a little bit costly too. These are things I've acquired over many years of my life. At the end of the day, things are not as great as people. Don't waste your life trying to just acquire more and more stuff. But really, I want you to figure out a way to enjoy the things that you do have, and the things that you don't enjoy or don't have a need for anymore, figure out a way to give those things a new life by giving them to someone else that maybe needs them, or selling them and kind of investing that money somewhere else. Number 10 is the Analogue Pocket. This little gaming device is very fun. It plays Game Boy cartridges, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. You can also put a adapter in the cartridge slot to play other games like Game Gear and things like that. And it's very, very well made. It also has a dock feature, which allows you to HDMI to a TV and then can put controls in the back. It's just really a well thought out designed thing. And my favorite thing about it is that you can use this FPGA thing, which is basically like ROMs for laymen's like you and I that don't understand, but it's more than that. These are people that have engineers and developers that have basically reverse engineered games to run on here. So things like X-Men from the arcades, Galaga, Dig Dug, really any original game that you can think of, people have basically reverse engineered the ability to play them on these devices. Now, obviously, the preface of this is not to pirate things you don't own, but there is a internet archive now of all of the video games mostly that have been made. And so it's great to like just kind of fiddle around and sniff around a little bit there. And using this device, I'm able to kind of comb back through the archives a bit. Obviously, I have to bake leisure time into my week. I'm a busy guy, and I can't spend all my day playing video games, but I highly recommend it. Number 9 is my Fender Rhodes piano. This thing has been with me for like 15 years now. It was actually a gift. I got a killer deal on this thing. I got it with my Fender dual reverb amp, and so the two of those things blended together sounds so beautiful. I'm not a pianist by any means. I am a songwriter, and I always find myself dabbling with different melodic instruments to try to come up with new melodies and new riffs and chord out ideas for songs. And there's something like just engulfing about the sound of a Rhodes. I recorded a part of a Rhodes on a recent video, and I just blended that into the YouTube video. And I had a lot of people come on and say that was like their favorite part of the video. Not the music, but that emotional part of the video hit for them in a way that I really think the Rhodes helped me kind of help people feel that emotion that I was feeling. It's a very emo instrument, or it can be. It's also got plenty of roots in jazz and blues and different circles, and that way it's got a lot of history to it. But I really enjoy playing it. It's got real hammers hitting the strings, and it really is a special thing. I'm very thankful for it. Number 8, this is a KO2 or EP133 KO2 sampler. It's by Teenage Engineering, and this company, if you're not aware, is just brilliant. They make some of the coolest technology. Now, I am absolutely terrified of electronic music and how to make it, and it's intimidating to me. And this machine allows you to kind of delve into that world. It's still very new to me, and I'm trying to get into it, and I have been for a couple months. And I even put I had a question about it in the Discord server, and one person responded to me, and they were like, "Did you read the manual?" And I was like, which manual? I'm sorry. And they were like, the 50-page manual. Did you read that? And I was like, no. So I'm working through it, man. It's very confusing to me. But it's very cool, and I'm trying. Number 7 is my 120 film camera. This was gifted to me a few years back. I said, "Hey, Owen, do you want this camera?" I was like, I don't know anything about film. I don't know anything about medium format. I don't know anything about 120. And she gave that to me, and it was very generous of her to do that. And since then, that's kind of lit my fire of curiosity for film in general. Some of my favorite photos that I've taken in the last 3 years have been on that camera. Number 6 is my Casio wristwatch. This thing just looks cool. It feels cool. It tells me the time, and technically it's not single purpose because it also has this nifty calculator on it, but I don't know. I don't ever use the calculator. I've done like 4 math problems on it. I just like the way it looks. I feel like I'm like in Star Trek or something every time I wear it. People also respect the fashion of this, even if they're not nerds like me. In the wild, people like the way this one looks. It's very stylish. So Casio does a really good job of making like very affordable, cheap, if you will, things that work very well, that last a long time. So mad respect, and I love the way it looks, and big fan of my Casio watch. Number 5 is my Zoom field recorder. It's actually the mic I'm using right now for this video. It is wonderful. It's a shotgun shaped microphone, but it also is a field recorder. So everything I record, I can record locally onto the microphone itself. I don't have to hook it up to a camera. I don't have to hook up to something else. It'll just save locally to an SD card. And then when I'm done, I can pop out the SD card and go for it. It also has all the outputs to record to other environments on the fly, but then it's also just saving that backup at all times, which if you have any experience recording something, especially with video, it's just great to know that this thing is capturing. Even if I forget to press record on a field recorder or something, or forget to press a button on a camera, I'm getting the audio right here, and it's going to sound good. It's also the 32-bit float audio, which I'm not a nerd enough to explain that, how it works. But the most layman, basic, essential definition I can give you, it's like shooting a raw photo and then in post-processing be able to bring out the elements in that photo more than you would, say, if you were just going to record in a flat JPEG or a flat WAV file for this example. So it basically, it doesn't clip. Like I could yell on this thing, and as long as I'm not like physically harming the microphone itself, no matter how loud it is, it will not clip. It will capture that data, and I can bring it in post and bring it down and whatever. And also if I whisper, I can bring that up in post, and it doesn't matter. It can be loud or quiet, and I'll be able to capture it. Very cool. I also like that it'll sit on my desk here, and I can just set it without a microphone stand, set it and forget it. So it's just a wonderful thing. I also use it for all my interviews, talking head interviews, and it's just a great microphone. Love it. Number 4 is my Pomodoro timer. This little guy has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides on it that give you different time increments. It's got 2, 20, 10, and 45. And then basically all you have to do is set it on whatever side that you want to start, and it'll start that timer. At the end of the timer, very self-explanatory, it beeps. And then when you're done, you just flip it up. And this has been a great tool for me to stay focused on deep work sessions, or if I'm just need to focus in on a task, it helps me dial into that. And then also reminds me after like a 45-minute block, hey, you've been working for 45 minutes. You should probably just take like a 5-minute breather. And it helps me kind of quantize my work throughout the day a little bit more. It's a lot of fun. I don't always remember to use it, but when I do it, I'm really thankful that I have it. Number 3 is my Osmo Pocket camera. This little guy is such a clever design. It's one of these things that I can bring wherever. It doesn't take up much space. If I go to a concert or something, generally they don't let you bring big cameras, but something like that I could probably just toss in my jacket and no one would even notice. And then also it's discreet and small in other ways. Like I can hook it on to a street sign and film a busy street, and no one will even notice that it's there. So I really like the form factor of it, with it being in this little stand that's magnetic. It allows me to do things like that where I would otherwise not be able to capture. If I were starting a YouTube channel or something, that's the camera I would get, because it's so versatile in what it can do. Well, I say that. The only bummer to it is that it's got a fixed 24mm lens, which may not be like the right focal point for all things, obviously, but it's great for vlogging. It's great for establishing shots, and it's great to mix that footage in with nicer cameras. If I'm on a shoot or something, I just need to grab a quick little like 5-second something, and I could do a nice little pan or a pull or something, and it looks nice and smooth. Big fan of the Osmo. They did a great job with that product. Number 2 is my trusty typewriter. I've talked about this on the channel before. There's nothing like it. It's absolutely the go-to. The thing brings out the creativity in me. It brings out the thoughts in my head so much better than anything else. It's a Czechoslovakian just dream. It's a Consul typewriter from the 30s, I think, or the 20s, or maybe the 40s. Doesn't matter. It works the same today as it did when it came out. They just don't make things like this anymore. It beats the hell out of FreeWrite and Remarkable, and as far as drafts go, like it's so much better. Maybe it's not, I don't know. For me, it's better. I'm not trying to knock on those products. I have a Remarkable, by the way, so I'm not trying to knock on it. I do have a Remarkable, but it's not on this list. Notice that. And then my number 1 is going to have to be my journal. And that is because I wanted to end on a high note of something that everybody could get their arms around. The only reason I would swap number 2 and 1 is if there was a typewriter in every room that I went into for the rest of my life. I wish there was just always a typewriter in every space. That would be awesome. If that was the case, then maybe I would ignore the journal and go number 1 with the typewriter. But I just love being able to just jot down my thoughts and really make it whatever I want to be. I'm mostly into bullet journal style or the grid, but the notebook I'm using right now is a lined paper, and it's fine. I like it. The thing I really like about it most is the paper is made of stone, so it's like water resistant, and there's something sacred about knowing this paper will be here long after I am, and so it's kind of fun to think about that. And unless it catches on fire, of course, that won't last very long. I love you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you comment and like and whatever, subscribe. I would appreciate that. Or you can join me on Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, and speaking of number 2 on this list, my typewriter, I was thinking about adding a tier of my Patreon where I would send typed letters to my supporters after a certain tier. If that sounds like cool to you, let me know and I'll add that as a tier. And God bless you. Take care. Smooches.